Hey. This is World of Tanks. The tank is the FV215b 183. This is a British Tier 10 tank destroyer, and the map is Malinovka. I am going to get 6,500 damage in the game, or something like that. I don't remember the exact number, because I didn't check before I started the replay. It's going to be around 6,500 damage. The reason why is because the enemy is going to be slow to advance. Hint, hint. It's a little secret, now you know. So I'm going to be nailing them hard. And I believe I would have done more, but, you know, they're a bunch of cheaters. And I'm going to be using regular rounds in this game. Because I'm cheap. I'm a cheap-ass mofo. Score is 0-1. Did somebody dive in the river or something? I mean, how'd that guy die so fast? I believe that this was a game where someone just drove into the water. Yeah, F you, man. Come on. I am playing with a 300 millisecond ping time. And the reason why I don't aim manually is because when that vehicle was coming around, he was coming straight at me, I just got confused. No, the reason why is because going into the sniper mode and then checking to make sure you're aimed, all that, by the time you do all that crap, he would have been long gone. Sipping his coffee. He would have been back in the garage. So I just fired. One little trick you can use when you go after these light vehicles is fire HE rounds, because they have a burst radius. So the velocity will be slow. But if you miss, you still might track it or damage it even if you land next to the vehicle. Damage his soul very deeply. Normally I would be blind firing at that T-30, but I don't want to waste rounds. If you watch me play, you see that I blind fire all the time. In fact, I had a game where I blind fired about that distance and I killed off a Foch. It was on the highway map at the end of the game, and nobody gave me anything for it. You notice that I might have to go out into the open. Normally, I like to tell you that I accept platoons with other players, but that guy's a loser. No, the reason why is because I'm working on, I do want to get the BIA awards, because now we have the progressive decals. You're welcome. So we have progressive decals. I do want to get all the progressive decals to show what an unicum I am. So that's why I don't platoon with people anymore. So I'm going to tell you the story about the progressive decals. I asked Wargaming, I said, you know, there's some of us who've been playing for like 10 years. You've got all sorts of great things like marks of excellence and mastery badges. And I'm working on trying to get mastery badges on all of my tanks and marks of excellence on all of my tanks. Why don't you do something to commemorate us for getting marks of excellence and mastery badges, like some sort of a progress chart is what I wanted, not a progressive decal. I was thinking, you know, some sort of a progress chart or a campaign mission that is mastery badge based. And when they announced the progressive decals, they made a specific announcement: there will be no new campaign missions. So that one I didn't aim all the way because I knew that he was going to be out of view. It's just one of those decisions you got to make. So, you know, I've had at least 50 or more suggestions that appeared in the game. They always add it in the next release. They did add the mastery badge decals, and I'm happy that they did. You know, my idea was to have crew members saluting, like at the start of the game, they'd be standing in front of your tank saluting you. So that's my first damaging shot, 1,151 on the ML2. He totally deserved it. Or to have flags on the vehicle. They did do something with a flag on a vehicle, which is a T-3485. I don't remember what the details were. And it's only that vehicle. So they do add features. If you've got a kick-ass idea, they'll add it. One of the ideas that I made that was added to the game is that when you hover over a vehicle, it shows you the distance. And it used to be that when you stopped hovering, the distance just disappeared. And I said, no, you can't do it like that. You know, you got to give us a chance to see the numbers. So they made it so that it fades away. And another one is the 16 times zoom and the 25 times zoom is something I asked for. And I got the emails. You know, in fact, I go through the emails and I see things that I suggested that I forgot about that were big additions to the game. You know, I don't remember what they were. Campaign, the marathon missions was my idea from back in 2013. And again, like 3 weeks after I suggested it, they added it to the game. They did the first marathon mission. I did ask them to do a capture the flag game, and they did do a capture the flag game, but I don't know if it was from my idea. It was just something I posted in a forum. They do read your forum posts. The Northwest map was another, that was one of my map suggestions. Oh, that was 711 damage on the AE Phase 1. So with the Northwest map, it was, I wanted a map where the heavy tanks and the light tanks didn't have to fight each other. So the idea is the heavy tanks spawn at the bottom, and they're too slow to climb up to the top. So the light tanks can go goof around, and they have the advantage over the heavy tanks. And I thought about it, and I said, you know, a quarry is the way to do it, where you could be at the top of the quarry, you've got levels, you can climb up the levels, and they made a quarry map. But they deleted the map for them, so the post might be gone. I don't know if they saved the post. I think I went looking for it, and I think it's gone. There's a few of my ideas that are gone because they changed the customer support system like 6 months into the time that I started the game. So everything like the marathon mission suggestion, I don't have, but I got a lot of others. So we're up to 2,700 damage. I got 905 in the bat chat, 25 TAP. You like micro machines, do you? Score 7 to 10. Now the reason why I'm able to get another 4,000 damage, because the enemy's just not going to advance. They're just going to park. You notice that I did switch to HE rounds, and the reason why is because if you think you're going to go after heavily armored vehicles, or they have low hit points or weak armor, you might want, or if you think you're going to go after someone who's side scraping, you might want to pull in, like that's an example where the HE round took out that T30 for 540 damage. If they're side scraping, I'm going to put in the HE rounds, and if you watch my HE round videos, you'll know why I do it. Hint, hint, idea. One of the issues we have here is that my team kind of suicided themselves. If they had stayed alive and done a little bit of a good job spotting, we could have pulled through because I had the big gun, and I actually have a big gun in the game and outside the game. This is 3,300 damage. I got 346 assistance damage. Look how smart these guys are. And I don't think they realize how close I am to the north. One of the problems with these games is that the team starts to fall apart. They get to be a little bit desperate. Because they're a bunch of... Oh, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that word. They're a bunch of... No, I'm not going to say it. Can't say it anymore. You hate homogenized milk. Notice I aimed completely, and I'm firing underneath the turret, so if the shot goes a little high, it might hit the turret. And that's a weakly armored turret. And I got 1254 damage on the TVP. He's not so bright, and his ally's not so bright. We got the not so bright team here. That I would consider blind. Oh yeah, definitely considering panseando. 18 damage on the 50 TP. So a stupid player would just sit there. These guys are so dumb. They should be running at me all at once. But they waited too long. I'm up to 5,600 damage. Didn't fire a single gold round. He's in a side scraping position, which means I should use an HE round. I think I'm going to bounce off of him, is what's going to happen. And that's why we're going to get F'd royally. He's going to finally use his brain right there. Oh, no, I didn't bounce off of him. I completely missed him. You notice that I have no choice but to go in for the ram. And I rammed him properly. I used my strong frontal armor. You want to use the strong frontal armor, but you don't want to hit his frontal armor. You want to hit him exactly as I did. You track him. I did 75 damage, absolutely amazing. He did 105. That's the way you ram. And I want to stay close to him. You want to stay close if you need to block damage. You move away when you're ready to fire. What do you think is going to happen? I think he might survive this. I might go into the... yeah, look at that. Look how smart I am. Took him out of the game, 6,500 damage. He did fire 8 PCR rounds at me. Just kind of unfair. You know, this guy's firing gold rounds at me. I'm using regular rounds. Oh, it looks like I'm loading up the heat. Oh, I might have been loading up the heat intending to fire at him because it's like a 24-second reload. Because you notice I already switched back to regular rounds for the next shot. I have no experience with heat rounds, so I really don't know how they work. But I do know that these guys are a bunch of cheaters. They obviously cheated. What they're doing is they're hiding somewhere and then shooting at me. When oh, you know what I should have done? I should have gone more near the red line. That was really dumb of me. Well, you know, that's what you learn from watching your replays. Let's see if this a-hole wins the game. I can't remember what the Type 61 did. Oh, we can't watch his game? Oh, no, you know what? I think now I remember. Yeah, okay, I remember. We chatted about this afterwards, not me and him. But he accidentally drowned. Okay, so that's the game. We lost 10-15. I did do 6,500 damage reported in the game. That was probably my total damage. Absolutely deserved a lot more. It was all skill, no gold rounds. Thank you very much. Mucho arigato? No. Domo arigato. Domo arigato. You get it? The Type 61 is a Japanese tank. Domo arigato. Good day, sir. That's exactly the way a British person speaks. And he fired at the dead tank. Wow. Okay, that's the game. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.